Welcome to another episode of Inside Rangers Football. I'm your host, Brant Freeman, as always, joined by Smithson Valley head coach Larry Hill. The Rangers in the regular season this Friday looking for a playoff spot as they host to Rattlers. We'll look at that game coming up, but first to look back at this past Friday, a 42-7 win on the road in 26-6A play over San Marcos. And Coach, you jumped out to a 21-7 lead in that game. Very impressive the way that you started, but how much more impressed were you the way that you finished?
Well, I thought we did, we started well and finished well. We had a little bit of a lull there in the third quarter where offensively we kind of fell out of rhythm, and defensively they frustrated us and kept the ball. But getting off to a big start was important. We moved the ball well. We created 4 turnovers on the night, held on to the ball, didn't turn it over any, and made them come from behind. You said 42-7, 35-7 at the half, and put them behind the 8 ball a little bit.
Talking more about the play of your defense, again, yes, you pitched a shutout over the final 3 quarters. You forced those 4 turnovers, all coming on interceptions from 4 different players, by the way. So what did you see out of your defense on Friday?
Well, just preventing big plays. The one long throw and catch early for their 1 score, notwithstanding, for the most part, we kept things in front of us. And they did dink and dunk a little bit and move the chains at times, but made them go on long drives, and eventually we either stopped them or got the turnover. So I think just not giving up the big play was probably the most impressive thing we did last Friday. Offensively,
another big game for Greg Eggleston, 137 yards rushing and only 11 carries, 3 more touchdowns. Meanwhile, Lou Gobbert, good night passing the football, 9 of 15, connected to 6 different receivers. He threw a couple of touchdowns. After being held in relative check the previous 2 games, what did it take to break out offensively on Friday?
Well, balance, as you mentioned, throwing and running. We actually dropped a few balls. Probably should have had even more success throwing the ball, but just the threat of the run, the threat of the pass, and those 2 things working together. I thought our offensive line played extremely well. They were pretty chaotic and moving a lot with their D front, and I thought we picked those things up pretty well for the most part, and then took care of the ball. No fumbles, no interceptions, and if nothing else, the handful of times they did stop us, we punted, and I think Garrett averaged 50-something yards a punt and kept pinning their offense deep on their end of the field, and that's what football's all about, and the 3 units playing all well together.
You and I talked a little bit about the history between these 2 going into the game. You played the Rattlers a lot of the postseason in regular season play at Ranger Stadium and Bobcat Stadium, but this is your first time playing at Rattler Stadium. What were your impressions?
Well, real nice stadium. Boy, they've done a great job over there with their facility. The stands are in there close, no track around the field, so it's a very comfortable, cozy setting, and their locker rooms are nice, big replay board. Everything's good, and we won the game, so we really enjoyed it.
Now, with the win, you're 3-3 in 26-6A play. You were tied for 4th place with East Central, 1 game ahead of New Braunfels, who you play coming up on Friday. So break it down for us, Coach. What will it take for you to earn a playoff spot this week?
Well, with only being a half-hour show, I can't get into all the scenarios. They're a win and we're in, probably. There is one pretty far-fetched scenario that I won't get into, but concerning the East Central Steel game and then what might happen there if that game were to go a certain way and positive points start playing in. But most likely a win by Smithson Valley puts us in. There is a scenario where Smithson Valley could lose and still get in, but again, it would involve another game, and then it would involve positive points and how much did we lose by and that kind of thing. So our big focus is let's just win the game. Let's take care of our own business and win the game.
Well, again, the Rangers won their game this past Friday, 42-7 over San Marcos. A lot of big plays for the Rangers in the win over the Rattlers. Let's highlight a few of them in this week's Plays of the Week.
Let's take a look. Our first play of the week is an offensive play. We're going to focus on senior tight end Chandler Cole, who's got an arrow indicating his alignment there to the right side of the offensive formation. It's a play-action pass, so as the play unfolds, we take the snap and we fake a run play. Chandler goes straight ahead, then towards the corner of the end zone, and then breaks it back in toward the middle of the field. You can watch this play as it unfolds. He breaks it open right there. There's the throwing lane for Luke, and you can see the window between the cornerback and the safety. The window's going to shrink, and we're going to make a nice throw and get it right in there. Chandler goes up and elevates and catches it for one of our first half touchdowns. So you can see it real good from the end zone here. There's Chandler there on the right. He goes down, fakes out, fakes in. Great protection by our offensive line and our running back, Jacob Fortone. You can see Luke has a nice pocket to throw from. There, the end cut, you can see he gets inside the cornerback. Now the window is there as the corner and safety close. It's going to be a tight squeeze, but we get it in there and Chandler makes a great catch in the end zone. Well thrown by Luke. Just a good, well-executed play. Our next big play is a special teams play. We're going to focus on junior punter Garrett Brooks. Got the circle around him here. This is going to be a 60-yard punt. Great snap by Chandler Cole. Ball gets out quick. We angle punting to keep it away from the returner. You can see the returner in the middle of the field. The ball hits over there well away from the returner. Hits, gets a favorable roll. See, and there wasn't wind aided. There was very little wind the other night. He just happened to hit it well. See it from the rear. Great snap here by Chandler Cole, who we featured in our first play of the week. Ball's out quick, good protection, kicking away from their returner who's in the middle of the field. He can't handle it. Mason Livingston and Austin Howell are down there first, but you can see the ball way over outside the numbers. 60-yard punt, just a great play by Garrett Brooks. Our last play of the week is a defensive play. Well-executed defensive line stunt. Trey Witcher at the innermost of the, uppermost of the two, and Luke Seminaro execute what we call a twist. Trey comes to this side, Luke's gonna go behind him and up through. As they do, you can see they both come clean and pressure the quarterback, forces him to step up, and when he does, Garrett Brooks, one of our junior defensive ends, and Connor Hambrick, one of our senior defensive ends, react back in, and they too get in on the sack. Just a well-executed stunt by our defense, caused by the twist with Trey and Luke. Watch it again. There goes Trey Witcher to the inside. There goes Luke up and around. Good pressure, forces the quarterback up in there between them, and now our two defensive ends converge. Well-executed stunt leads to a sack and kills their drive. And those are our plays of the week.
And Coach, one of those plays, a touchdown to Chandler Cole. Throughout the season, we've known the playmakers in the offense to be Greg Eggleston, Jacob Fortone. Nice to see somebody else stepping up as of late, and Cole has been one of those players.
Yeah, he's a very versatile player. We use him in a lot of roles, as a detached tight end, as a wing back, as an open end, blocking, catching, you know, that kind of thing. He's a very smart player, very versatile player, great athlete. As you know, he's a baseball kid who's got committed to playing at the next level in baseball. So just a two-sport guy who's a great student, great kid, and a good player.
That again, a wrap up on the Rangers' win over the Rattlers from this past Friday, 42-7, coming up in just a bit. We'll look ahead at the final game of the regular season as Smithson Valley hosts New Braunfels. But up next, senior moments and Rangers trivia. Back with more of Inside Rangers football right after this.
Mom Needs a Break Cleaning is the professional service you can trust. Thorough, careful, and affordable. We take care of all your home cleaning needs so Mom can take care of the important things in life. Isn't it time you came home to a spotless house without the hours of back-breaking work? Call Mom Needs a Break Cleaning for an over-the-phone estimate and to set your personalized cleaning schedule with us today. Fisher's Neighborhood Market is teaming up with the Smithson Valley Rangers. When you stop to gas up, look for the Ranger Spirit Pump. A portion of sales from this pump will be donated directly to the SV Athletic Booster Club to help out our Rangers. So choose the one that's Ranger Blue and fill up. Fisher's Neighborhood Market is proud to sponsor the Smithson Valley Rangers.
And welcome back to Inside Rangers Football. Coming up, a preview of Smithson Valley's game against New Braunfels this upcoming Friday. But right now on the show, it's time for this week's Senior Moment. So once again, here's Emily Wick. Emily.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks, Brant. So I'm here today with Mason, Trey, and Luke. You guys ready for some Senior Moments trivia? All right. All right.
Humbert's going to lose.
Do you,
Humbert is going to lose, but Mason is also.
do y'all want to know what you're playing for today? You are playing for a piece of history. This is a piece of the Ranger field that saw a lot of action from the year of 2011 and 2019. Serious stuff. So you better be on your A game. You
Wait,
ready?
That's
Let's do
emotional for
this.
me. Yep.
Okay, here we go. All right, guys, who's ready for your first question? Australia is the homeland of which animal? Trey.
Kangaroo.
Kangaroo is correct. Good job. Bonus question. Ready? Where do baby kangaroos live? Trey?
In their mom's
Yes, very good. 2 points for Trey. Got a football question for y'all. You ready? Who is the oldest inductee in the NFL Hall of Fame?
Take a wild guess here.
Okay, Mason?
Jerry Jones.
No, it's not Jerry Jones. Trey?
Vince Lombardi.
It is not Vince Lombardi, but that was a very good guess. Luke, you've got nothing to lose.
Focus.
No, the actual correct answer is Ed Sable. He was 94 years old and he never played in the NFL. He actually founded NFL Films. And they inducted him. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah. Every day. You're welcome. Movie trivia.
All right.
Who am I? You can't handle the truth. Trey.
Mr. T.
No.
No, whoa, no, you. No.
I know. You lost.
Mason!
All right. It's from the Benchwarmers. And all right, it's either Clark or Richie. I can't remember which one.
It's not.
No way. No, you can't handle the
Luke.
truth. Promise you. Look it up right now. Look it
Luke,
up right
you've
now.
got to at least guess.
I know as good as Mason does. I don't.
I'll pull it up right now. I promise you they say it.
The answer is Jack Nicholson from A Few Good Men. Yeah. It's been brought to my attention that although it was a knockoff from Jack Nicholson's line, A Few Good Men, Mason is correct. I am going to give you that point.
Yes, sir.
It
Mr. T.
was in Benchwarmers. We've got a speed round, okay? So get ready. I'm gonna start a song. If you know it, buzz in. And we're gonna do this quick.
Okay.
You ready? So when I say, you're gonna finish the song. You ready? In 3, 2, 1. Oops, I did it. Mason.
Again.
Yes, good. Who sang it for an extra point?
Britney Spears.
Yes, push
Why-
your button.
why do
you
why
get
do
2.
Why do you know that?
That's right, baby. Britney
He
Spears.
listens to
Day one,
Britney,
baby.
he listens to Britney Spears by himself.
You
I
know
bet
it,
you
bro.
in the
shower.
shower.
In the shower.
Hit me.
With your best shot.
No.
What?
Did you finish?
Hit me, baby.
I'm trying. I hit it before all of them.
Trey hit it. What is it, Trey?
Hit me, baby, one more time.
Yes. Who sung it for an extra point?
Britney Spears?
Yes. Trey gets 2.
I don't bop that in the shower.
Hey, you need to press it.
Trey, weren't you just making fun of Mason for listening to Britney Spears?
Okay, yeah, but that's more of a well-known song. Like that's been in so many. That's been in so many
That's old
Disney
Britney,
movies.
bro. You don't even know.
That's been
you
in
don't even
Disney
know.
movies.
You don't even know. That's like 2002 Britney,
People
bro.
be playing
Yeah,
it
it's
around
real.
me. I don't put it on. Other people put it on, not me.
My mom used to bop to that stuff, bro. You got a problem with that?
It's okay. My mom did too.
Back in the day. And I, Trey.
We'll always love you. Whitney Houston.
Yes,
Give me them 2
points
points.
for Trey.
I was not missing that
I gotta
one.
get it.
I was not
This
missing
one, I
that.
gotta get this one.
Listen,
Gomber.
Okay,
right
wait,
there. You
here
just
is
got
it.
that queen.
Gomber,
Here
you
is
just
a
helped me out.
total bonus point. Who sung it first?
Ooh.
What was the song again?
I'll give you a hint. She's like my favorite superstar.
No, it's on the tip of my tongue.
What years were Whitney Houston?
Anyone? Luke? Who? No, not Mariah Carey. That was a good guess, though, Luke. That was a good guess.
I know, yeah.
Okay. She has very big hair. She works somewhere around 9 to 5.
Dolly
Mason?
Parton.
Yes, Dolly Parton.
No way! I'm so mad.
You ready? If I were a purple dinosaur that could talk,
Barney?
and his name was Barney, how would his theme song go? Trey, sing it.
He buzzed in before the question was over. That's not
Beep.
fair.
I thought it was like, I am Barney.
Luke?
Dude,
Oh,
come
God
on.
dang it.
Wait, what? I was buzzing though. You know what I mean?
Okay, you can take that. You have 1 point.
That
you needed that. You needed that.
Good job,
I'll give you
Luke.
that. I'll give you that.
All right,
I
Gomberg,
just
you
blanked
scored.
out.
You finally scored on the
Okay,
defense
all right.
over here.
All right. I'm outnumbered right now.
I know it too, Luke.
Yes.
I love you, you love me. We're best friends as friends can be. With a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say you love me too?
Oh God, smelly pit.
What is the biggest state in the U.S.? Mason.
Alaska.
Good job. For the bonus, who did we buy Alaska from?
Russia.
Good, Mason. Someone's paying attention in history class.
We didn't
Nice.
even talk about Alaska in history.
That's true. Dude, think
They're
about
not
it. They're
even
like
next-
right next
they're
to
not- they're
Russia's
not-
up
bro.
here, bro. Alaska's like right
Okay,
here. Think
Alaska's
about
not
it.
next to
Think
us.
about it.
We don't even talk about it.
Yeah, but they're
We don't
like
talk-
they're
don't
like
talk about it.
yeah.
Mason knows his geography. Good job, Mason. For the final question, Luke, you need just a little bit of help. And since I like the way you've been throwing out on the field lately, this question is going to be worth 5 points. You ready? Everyone? 436 plus 436 equals, Mason?
That would be 872.
Very good job. Nice, Mason.
Sorry, bro, I'm a math brain.
I tried. I was thinking about it.
Is that 9?
Luke was thinking about it.
Is that wait?
That's like a shot in the heart.
Sadly, our game has come to an end, and there had to be a winner. Mason, you win Senior Moments Trivia today. Good job. Coach Brant, back to you.
Thanks as always, Emily. Now time of the show for this week's Rangers Trivia. This week in Rangers Trivia, Smithson Valley will be playing its 27th regular season finale under Coach Hill this Friday when the Rangers host the Unicorns. Of the first 26 finales, how many has Smithson Valley won? Is the answer A, 18, B, 20, or C, 22? The answer is B, 20. That includes 3 straight wins in season finales for the Rangers, who at one point won 13 straight regular season finales under Coach Hill. That's right, a record of 20-6 in regular season finales under Coach Hill. And Coach, a lot of those games have featured you playing for a playoff spot, as is the case this week, playing for a district championship, sometimes just playing for momentum going into the postseason. But it's been great to see, no matter what's been on the line, to see you in these regular seasons so well.
Well, you know, it's just another opportunity. You don't get many of these. We remind our players all the time, you know, with the schedule you play and the district you're in, there's never any guarantees. And in your career, you only get so many times to run out there on a Friday. And so we don't treat it any different, but there's no question there's some significance because, as you said, sometimes it's the difference between going 9-1, 10-0. Sometimes it's winning the district championship or not, or in this case, getting in the playoffs or not. You know, even if you were 0-9, you would want to finish strong. And so it's always a big game, and it will be again this Friday.
And again, the Rangers playing for their 4th straight win in a regular season finale as they host New Braunfels this Friday at Ranger Stadium. A game we'll preview coming up right after this on Inside Rangers Football.
There's no way that that's pass interference. Look, he's making a play for the ball and there's not even any contact. That's not interference.
I don't know, Coach. It is what it is.
No way. Run that back again.
Well, Coach, maybe it was a bad call, but it sure doesn't get any better than this.
Well, actually it can.
Coach, this is awesome.
I'm glad you think so. Hey, quit spilling popcorn on the field. Touchdown.
And welcome back to Inside Rangers Football. Again, at Smithson Valley hosting New Braunfels this Friday to end the regular season. The Unicorns come into the game with a record of 5-4. It is a team, though, that started the season 4-0, but have since lost 4 out of their past 5. But, Coach, you look back at the way New Braunfels started the season, it just shows you what they're capable of to jump out to a 4-0 start. And, yes, they've scuffled their feet a bit since the start of 26 6A play, as we've chronicled all year long, a very difficult district. So New Braunfels, I think the bottom line is a team that's going to make you earn a playoff spot if you're going to get it.
Well, there's no doubt, and they're still in the hunt for one as well. Mm-hmm. And you look at some of the teams they beat early on, and then recently you have a very good football team. And stubbing their toe against a Judson or a Steele, or last week in a close game against Clemens, there's a lot of teams losing to those folks. Mm-hmm. And so, I think whether they're 9-0, 5-4, anything in between, we know what we're up against. They're very good. They're very well balanced. They're very well coached, and their kids play hard, and they'll be all that we can handle.
Looking at the offense for Coach Glenn Mangold's Unicorns, they're averaging about 30 points a game. The quarterback, a veteran guy, Peyton Driggers, who's accounted for about 2,000 yards of offense already this season. Our good-looking young running back, the sophomore, Riker Purdy, has 10 rushing touchdowns already this season. How does New Braunfels like to go about attacking on offense?
Well, they're very balanced. That's one thing. They're not featuring a guy, throwing it to this guy all the time, or these two guys. They're always handing it to this kid, or the quarterback does everything. They do a good job mixing their runs and their passes. Oftentimes there's 2-3 plays in one. Mm-hmm. Their execution is real solid, and their offensive line's playing well. So it's a very multifaceted attack, and they put a lot of pressure on you.
You look at the play of New Braunfels' defense so far this season. They're giving up right around 26 points a game, and the defense has given them chances to win games in district play so far this year. The typical MO has been a 3-4 defense under Coach Mangold. What kind of looks are you expected to see this Friday?
Well, they are a 3-4 team and have been for 9 weeks. I guess that could change Friday, but I doubt it. They're pretty good at what they do, and they believe in it. Their front's very active. Their defensive, particularly their safeties, are very active in the run and then cover the pass well. And linebackers are big, strong kids who bring it at me if you want to. And you're not going to catch them unprepared or a gap short or being out of position because they're so well coached and at what they do.
Again, there's just so many storylines to follow in this game. It is a playoff spot on the line for both teams potentially. Senior day for you as well. And you've had great crowds all year long at Ranger Stadium with the implications riding on the game, with it being senior day. What kind of environment are you expecting to see on Friday?
Well, Ranger Stadium's always a great place to play, and I wouldn't think that this Friday would be any different. You mentioned senior parent night, and as well as playing for a lot on the line. But it's November, it's cool, it's football weather, and and our student section and our fans are really good at turning out anyway. But I'd be surprised if we didn't have a rocking crowd on Friday.
And Coach, finally, what do you see being the biggest keys to Friday's game?
Well, I think similar to last week, we've got to win the turnover battle. We were 4-0, 4-0 last week. Something like that would be good again, to get them to turn the ball over and continue to take care of it ourselves, and then limit their explosive plays. Don't let them get the 70 big chunk. And on the flip side of that, can we create any of those? Do we always have to drive the ball 10, 12, 13 play drive, or can we get a big chunk? And then ultimately we always think, is there a game-changing play we can make in the kicking game somewhere? So those are our usual keys, and we'll be again this week.
All right, Coach, good luck.
All right, thank you, Brant.
Again, Smithson Valley hosting New Braunfels this Friday at Ranger Stadium. Kickoff is at 7:30, and we'll have the game available for you right here on the Rangers Network. For head coach Larry Hill, I'm Brant Freeman. This has been Inside Rangers Football. Thanks as always for watching, and we'll see you next time.